Yes, people, what is up? Welcome again to the channel. Your boy is quite busy this day, so make sure you subscribe and share the videos and hit the bell notifications so you know when I do another reaction video. So we're doing a much more serious reaction video. So this comes from CNBC Make It YouTube channel. So it's about like young millennials that make decent amount of money from $40,000 a year to like, $1.6 million a year. And it shows like, how they're able to make that money and how they spend the money, how they save it and all that stuff. I find it quite interesting because I feel like in these times that we're living where this coronavirus, it's very important to save money. Yeah, I know I sound quite, hypocritical because I'm wearing off-white, which is about £300 and, the D squared. But this is also like luxury that you spoil yourself with, which happened before coronavirus. Now we're obviously being frugal, so I think a lot of young people actually benefit from these shows as well, especially like nowadays where you've got the internet. You can make a lot of money from the internet without leaving your house. So I thought I'll just share this with you guys and hopefully you guys can learn how to save if you can't save and etc and all that stuff. So yeah, without any further ado guys, let me just press a couple of buttons and let's get this on the way.
The arts and ballet specifically sort of have a stigma of not being a lucrative profession. And that for me is a shame because if you're a ballet dancer, you're not doing it for the money. You're doing it because you love it and it's something you're passionate about. But it is a profession that a lot of people make a very, very good living in.
That is quite a lot of money, literally. Even together, like that's quite a lot of money.
My name is Dylan Gutierrez. I'm 30 years old.
I'm Geraldine Mendoza. I'm 29 years old.
And together we make $178,000 a year.
As professional ballet dancers here in Chicago, Illinois.
Shout out to Shottown, Windy City.
We both met at the Joffrey Ballet. Geraldine joined in 2011 and I joined in 2009. Once she joined the company, we crossed paths. The arts and ballet, and the rest is history. Last year, I took home about $77,000 from the Joffrey.
Jeez! Who would have thought, like, from ballet?
$66,000 from the Joffrey Ballet.
Wow. So they also teach classes as well. That's pretty good. I like that.
Last year, I made $15,000 in additional income.
Wow.
And I made $20,000 in additional income.
Jeez! I need to make some of that additional income, like. I like the apartment, it's very nice. I like the bathroom.
We bought this apartment 3 years ago.
Wow.
In 2017 of May.
And it was originally listed at $349,000.
That's pretty cheap.
We managed to get it for $338,000 because we offered free tickets to the ballet for a season.
Oh, I like that. So what they done there?
$15K. We were kind of upset that it didn't come with a parking spot. But in the long run, we're so thankful because we don't have a car and I don't think we'd ever have a car here in Chicago.
Alright, okay, let's just try and stop you there. So guys, another way of making money is not having a car. See, when you come to big cities like London, Atlanta, New York, LA, you don't really need to get a car. A car is an extra expense, I beg your pardon. And I'm actually going to move to London as well. And I think for the first year, I will not get a car. I'll just have an Uber. Obviously, I like luxurious things. So I will get like a sports car, like a Porsche or a Ferrari or something like that. But, you don't really need a car. Because nowadays you got Uber, especially in America. America's quite different. They've got like Lyft services where you can actually do like a ride share. So that's another great way of saving money. So we see that they're able to make extra income from outside of their professions or the job, should I say. They make over 15 grand. The guy makes 15 grand extra and the girl makes 20 grand as well. So we're now living in a gig economy where you're able to make money by, just designing ideas, designing like, your concepts and whatever and strategizing from your bedroom. Like this is my office / bedroom and I've got like a wall full of a lot of ideas of which I want to endeavor into. So there's many ways of making money nowadays. You can have a regular 9-to-5 job and also like work on your dream as well. If you look at companies such as Microsoft, they were started in a garage. Facebook, Amazon. If you look at all these companies, how they started, they started from humble, small beginnings. So never despise your dream. And so yeah, so they put 15K down for a house, which isn't quite a lot of money. I think me personally, if I was to buy a house for over 300,000 US dollars, which if you convert to pounds is probably like near enough 280,000 pounds, I'd prefer to put a 10% deposit down to push the monthly prices down. You know, just what I think anyways, you know. But the Sims sound as well, the Sim very like frugal, they know how to save money. And the apartment's very nice. Let me just say, like 300 and whatever dollars, I keep saying pounds, to buy that sort of apartment. In New York, you couldn't even buy an apartment like in such a nice area as that. So Chicago is obviously cheaper. And yeah, let's just watch and see what else they say. Why is this not working? Sorry guys.
Our big main renovations were the kitchen and then the 2 bathrooms.
I love the kitchen. It's small, but it's doable. I love the open space.
I don't really budget per se, but when I do spend my money, I make sure that it is somewhat essential. I don't go to the nail salon. I just cut my nails myself. We don't buy water bottles. We try not to buy coffee.
Let's just pause this here for a second. So these lots spend like that much money. So they've got a monthly spend of $6,960. That's quite a lot of money. And they spend like over $2,800, which is quite a lot of money. They spend more on food more than the mortgage. I think that's too much for food, to be honest. I don't know whether if you're vegan or whatever. That's just too much money. That's just mental. That's just mental, to be honest. Hobbies, okay, 220, 400 165, cabs 130. So I presume like they live within the walking distance to their workplace, so that's why cabs are quite cheap. Pet $1,000. Like, what are you spending on a pet? Like, what are you spending on a pet? I don't get it. $1,000. If there's how much it costs to get a dog, I don't want the dog. You can keep the dog. Do you know what I mean? But anyways, let's just watch on and just see what else they do.
Things that we could spend money on, they do add up.
No. Oh, so me and my girlfriend, we got a joint account.
We do split pretty much everything right down the middle.
We love to go out to dinner. We love to go with friends. And it's been really helpful in relationship building for us around Chicago. We've made some really good friends with owners and managers of certain restaurants that we really like.
I grew up in San Francisco, California, and my parents invested in a lot of properties pretty early. My parents kind of have this money philosophy of if you don't need it, you shouldn't buy it. And
wait, why would you move from like sunny California to Chicago? Where it's in wintertime you get like 6 feet of deep snow. Why? I don't get it though. I know I get it's because of opportunity and that, but I would never leave San Francisco if I was born from there. You've got Silicon Valley, you've got all these companies. It's the most advanced and most, the biggest economy in any state in USA. Why? But oh well, never mind. Let's carry on.
And I kind of adapted that philosophy.
My relationship with money growing up wasn't really like a focal point of my kind of family's outlook. Both of my parents are artists. My dad being a musician and my mom being a ballet dancer and a ballet teacher. It wasn't like something we mainly discussed. When I met Geraldine, she really taught me how to value having money. I used to value.
Right, so it's always good to get like a lady that knows how to value money. She said her parents own houses in California. And California, if you know, a lot of houses are quite expensive, especially in San Francisco. The houses are quite expensive. So she comes from money. So you find with a lot of, right, don't take this the wrong way. You find with a lot of us, children of migrants that came to different countries, such as USA and Europe, you find that there's always that consciousness about money and how to save money. And we always go the extra length to save money and invest. So same thing with my girlfriend as well. Like, she knows how to save money. She's quite business minded as well. So when I got with her, that's when I learned to start saving, start budgeting, start investing money in things that are, will, work for us in the future and return the benefits towards us in the future. So guys, if you're going to get together as a couple, make sure you speak about money. It's very important to speak about money. It's very important to be transparent about how much you've got, and it's very important to work towards targets together, not just by yourself and say, this is my money. No. So I actually like how she thinks. So yeah, let's watch and see what else.
Spending my money, like getting it in and then seeing what I could spend it on. And with her, she taught me how to value actually having it in the bank.
She's a keeper.
My number one rule with my checking account, my spending money, is that I always have a cushion of $1,000 in there, no matter what.
Yeah. So as you can see, like, she always has a cushion of $1,000. Now you can set your cushion for each month and say, all right, so I've got my coming in and going out, and maybe, okay, you can spend money on certain luxury, but you can create, maybe, I don't know, it could be from £100 to £1,000 to even more, depending on what you get of cushion money, that just in case if any emergency happens, that you're covered as well. So it's very important.
So the retirement age for ballet, it really varies. Some people it's 25, they go on to do something else, but full career in ballet will usually end around 35 or 40.
Right.
It's really
okay. All right. So the guy is 30 years old, so he's only got 5 years left in ballet as well. So I think if I was him, I'd probably think about what's the next move for me as well. I think it's quite similar to the life of an athlete as well. If you're an athlete, whether you're a runner, you're a footballer, whether you play tennis or whatever, your career is always going to be cut short. And I think especially with ballet as well, ballet is a very acquired sport slash art, if you will, and you find it's got less sponsorship than whatever. So the girl's a bit younger, so she's got, I think, a couple of years more than him on top. So if I was them, I'll probably be saving money and starting to think about ideas of what you can do. If I was in this arena of ballet dancing, I'd think about probably doing some YouTube videos on ballet, so you can teach. There is a lot of parents, from the the upper middle class to the to the bourgeoisie, upper echelons that want to get their kids into ballet, because ballet is seen as that very posh extracurricular activity. So there's that market there which is untapped. They can do it on Zoom. They can also do face-to-face. I mean, now obviously there's coronavirus, so they can probably just do it on Zoom and charge quite a lot of money. And also the exposure they've also got from this channel as well also takes us the brand value up as well. So there's many avenues they can use to make money. They can start their own YouTube channel. They'll definitely get over 20,000 subscribers easily, get monetized, try and get sponsorship as well. They can also work in partnership with the companies that make the clothing for ballet as well. So there's many opportunities, and if they're each putting $500 a week, that's how much really 1,000. So they're putting away 4,000, so it's 48K a year. So they can take that and invest in themselves, and I think they'll be fine. Absolutely. So it's very important as well. If you've got a passion, no matter how peculiar it is to having a 9-to-5 job, just believe in your craft and just keep working hard and do not give up. I know I'm never this serious, but I believe we have to get serious at some point,
important to save now, and we're savers. We like to see our savings. We have it in a savings account.
That's a very good thing. All right, so off the bat, you can see the girl's got 35K, so the guy's only got 13. So the girl was probably saving before she met him as well. And 35K, honestly, is a lot of money. So together they've got 35, and let's assume my maths is not there this morning. They've got at least 50K, in cash. Now, I'm that person that I'd rather not keep cash. I'd rather invest that money in stock. Do you know what I mean? Or physical assets that actually gain money over time. So I don't really advocate to, unless they're saving for something else, which is totally fine, but I don't really like to save quite big amounts of money. I'd rather buy shoes that I know will make me money in the future. That's just how I do it myself. Keep as low money in the bank. Keep enough just to stay liquid in case an emergency comes up, but also at the same time have stock that's sitting there which is going to gain you interest over time.
Don't have a 401k. I don't like the idea of waiting to see that money when you're 65.
Especially since our retirement age is 35, 40.
Right, so in America, a 401k, that's the pension system in America, is quite different to how it works in Britain over here. The same thing as well in Britain. When you're 65, that's when you actually get your pension. So they're not having a pension in place, which is quite risky, I think, you know. I don't know. I think it's quite risky, personally.
Grow wealth automatically
And the
with
comes
Trading
on.
212.
Apologies,
Start
guys.
with just £1.
Yeah. Oh, God. I'll tell you what, let me switch this back.
Here we go, Peloton.
There we are. Thank God. Apologies for that.
We were very much impacted by COVID-19. We usually have a program in October, which is about 10 shows, and then of course we have the famous Nutcracker, which runs for about 30 shows in December. And unfortunately, Nutcracker and our October program were both canceled this season.
Well, there you are, Rachel Productions, that's very good.
You know, while it's a huge blow, we both have been taken very good care of by the Joffrey and the dancers as well.
During COVID, the Joffrey gave each dancer a 4x6 piece of marley, which is kind of flooring that's appropriate for doing ballet. So we laid it out here. We moved this table over there and moved that couch here so we could have like a
dance studio.
That's pretty good, to be honest. People say like ballet is a bit of a funny one, but no, it's really, really good too. Spinning like that, that is sick.
My last very big splurge was an engagement ring for Geraldine.
Wow,
I proposed to her almost a year ago on September 26th. I did spend a lot of my money on her ring. I wanted her to have something really beautiful on her finger for the rest of our lives, and I wanted it to be really special for her. And honestly, you know, if I had all the money in the world, I would spend it on Geraldine if I had the choice.
Beautiful, I like that.
We're not in a rush really because we're essentially married already. But also our dog Kahlua is a little old lady.
Kahlua, what sort of name is that?
She's diagnosed with lymphoma. I think we spent almost like $8,000 to $9,000 on her chemo treatments. And actually yesterday morning we found out that she got it again. The thought of like going to Italy and leaving her behind is like definitely not a priority for us.
We love her very much and don't want to give up on her, so we're going to go ahead with treatments with her again and do our best to keep her around as long as possible.
Bless.
Our career goals for After We Dance seem pretty lofty. It's one of the reasons why we have kind of strict saving rules and why Geraldine wants us to save a lot of money. One of my goals is to start a production company eventually. So I would really like to create a lot more content around the arts that doesn't just relate to other artists and dancers. I want it to relate to people as a whole.
And I would love to pursue a career in interior design after I'm done dancing.
I love interior design.
I don't know
like
which avenue to take. I just know that I love to kind of curate rooms and vibes, and it kind of gives me the same joy as when I'm dancing on stage.
I like that house. It's very, very my sort of look.
After our careers in dance,
I love the windows.
We would still like to hopefully have this place and Airbnb it or rent it out, depending on where we move. So we would like to move back to California eventually. But
come on.
I feel like our apartment here is kind of prime real estate because we're right next to Wrigley Field.
The reason why I wanted to be, wanted us to be profiled was, I think it's important.
All right, so I like that fashion as well. It's pretty dope. I like how she thinks. I think she's the brains in the relationship. She wants to move to California, which is very, very, very good. So you can tell that Chicago itself as a city is not really for the young millennials in terms of, getting into the different avenues such as interior design and, all that stuff. Because if you look at Silicon Valley, interior designing is quite a very big thing. With all these big tech companies, they have like certain demands and certain requests for spaces to be, very conducive to creative ideas. So you can tell that she's very business minded, and I like that as well. And the guy's also willing as well. I think it's good.
I wanted wanted us to be profiled was, I think it's important for people to know that you can make a living in the arts. It's not just the people you've heard of that are doing well. Obviously, we don't make a ton of money, but we do well enough to really enjoy our lives and also get to do something we love. And so not only do we feel wealth of the pocket, but we feel wealth of the mind, body, and spirit through what we get to do.
Right, thank you very much, guys. So we're just gonna stop that now, and yeah, thanks for watching, guys. So what can I say? I enjoyed actually making this vlog. It was very different. I was more serious. Put my business hat on. So yes, guys, just want to say thank you for watching. Make sure you keep subscribing. We're trying to get monetized before my birthday on December the 6th as well. So please, 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 if you can, share this video on your social media. I'll be giving a giveaway when we get to over 2,500 subscribers. Now, I'm believing personally that we're going to get to that before the end of this year. So thank you, guys. Have a good Friday, and I'll see you soon. Peace out.